Football isn't just about glorious goals, legendary triumphs, or trophies glinting in the sunset. It's also about billions of dollars burning in the fires of ambition. Behind every failed transfer lies scouts' greed, owners' desperation, and fans' dreams shattered into dust. Today, we revisit the 10 most expensive flops in football history, deals that bankrupted clubs, ruined careers, and left fans in stunned silence. Ready to see how $1.5 billion turned to ashes in just a few years? Then let's begin.
Neymar, PSG, €222 million, 2017. When Neymar announced his move to PSG for a world record €222 million, the football universe exploded. Fresh off his prime at Barcelona and ranked among the best players after Messi and Ronaldo, the Brazilian left Camp Nou dreaming of becoming PSG's face. But the fairy tale turned into a financial horror story. First, there was the money. PSG spent the equivalent of a small nation's annual budget on a single player. Yet the club never became a serious Champions League contender, the very reason they bought him. Yes, Neymar delivered domestic titles, but Europe's biggest prize remained elusive. Then came injuries and discipline issues. The Brazilian missed over 100 days in a single season due to injuries, while his off-field antics, parties, lawsuits, and social media scandals became legendary. Fans adored his talent but despised his lack of professionalism. Worst of all, Neymar's transfer broke the transfer market. After him, clubs started overpaying for average players simply because if PSG can spend $222 million, so can we. Final verdict? PSG never recouped the investment. Neymar left for Al Hilal essentially for free, leaving football with one burning question. Was $222 million worth this circus?
Number 2. Gareth Bale, Real Madrid. €101 million, 2013. When Gareth Bale joined Real Madrid for €101 million, he became the most expensive player in history. After dazzling at Tottenham, the Welshman seemed like the perfect Galactico. But things went wrong from day one. Problem number 1, positional confusion. Bale could play as a winger, striker, or even fullback, but he never fit comfortably anywhere. Coaches struggled to slot him in, and the joke, Bale is a player for all positions and none, became painfully true. Problem number 2, injuries. He missed nearly every other match due to back, leg, and even psychological issues. Real Madrid shelled out a fortune, but most of the time, Bale was either injured or benched. Problem number 3, the ultimate PR disaster. When Real Madrid won their 3rd consecutive Champions League, Bale's Wales Golf Madrid in that order, quote, ignited a fan revolt. Suddenly, the club's most expensive signing was its most unpopular player. Final verdict? Bale left Madrid with 0 meaningful contributions to their Champions League legacy. The club couldn't sell him, lease him, or even give him away. €101 million down the drain, one of football's most humiliating transfers ever. 3. Philippe Coutinho, Barcelona. €160 million, 2018. When Barcelona signed Coutinho from Liverpool for €160 million, pundits called it a masterstroke. The Brazilian was a creative genius, scoring and assisting regularly. Surely he'd be the perfect replacement for Andres Iniesta, but reality proved brutal. Problem number 1. Coutinho didn't fit Barca's system. At Liverpool, he thrived as an attacking midfielder, free to roam and shoot from distance. But at Barca, he was forced into Iniesta's deep-lying playmaker role, a disaster waiting to happen. His natural game was stifled. Problem number 2. Constant injuries. Coutinho missed over 50 matches due to knee and ankle issues. When he did play, he often looked lost. Problem number 3. Psychological warfare. The Catalan media and fans turned on him. Reports emerged of him locking himself in hotel rooms before games to avoid press scrutiny. the pressure became unbearable. Final verdict: Coutinho left Barca practically for free, leaving the club with a massive financial wound. Another example of how even football's smartest transfers can turn into nightmares. Number 4. Ousmane Dembélé, Barcelona, 140 million euros, 2017. When Barcelona signed 19-year-old Ousmane Dembélé for 140 million euros, it felt like a long-term investment. The French winger had torn up Borussia Dortmund with his speed and flair, seemingly the ideal successor to Neymar. But everything went downhill fast. Problem number 1: injuries. In his first season, he tore knee ligaments, missing months. During his Barca tenure, he missed over 80 matches due to injuries, nearly every third game. Problem number 2: discipline, or lack thereof. Dembélé became infamous for constantly being late to training, sometimes by hours. The club fined him over 10 million euros in total, but it made no difference. At one point, he even flew to Paris for a holiday while the team played an away game. Barcelona tried to sell him for any price, but no one wanted a chronically injured, unreliable player. In the end, he left for PSG for free, while Barca lost over 270 million euros, transfer fee plus wages. Final verdict: Dembélé became the poster boy for poor scouting and weak management at Barcelona, a cautionary tale of how 140 million euros can turn into nothing. 5. Kaká, AC Milan to Real Madrid, 67 million euros, 2009. In 2007, Kaká was the best player in the world, a Ballon d'Or winner, AC Milan's talisman, and Brazil's captain. When he joined Real Madrid for 67 million euros, it was supposed to be the dawn of a new era. Instead, it became a slow-motion tragedy. Problem number 1: injuries. Kaká's hip problems started in Milan, but they worsened in Madrid. Over 4 seasons, he missed over 100 matches, half the club's games. Problem number 2: tactics clash. At Milan, Kaká was the playmaker-in-chief, pulling the strings, but at Real, he was expected to be a speedy attacking midfielder, yet his age and injuries made that impossible. Problem number 3: Cristiano Ronaldo's shadow. The Portuguese superstar dominated proceedings at the Bernabeu, leaving Kaká struggling for relevance. The Brazilian became a bit-part player, his confidence shattered. Final verdict: Kaká left Real Madrid almost for free, never recapturing his prime. The club lost over $150 million on him, transfer plus wages, a brutal reminder that even Ballon d'Or winners can fail in new surroundings. 7. Fred from Shakhtar Donetsk to Manchester United, 55 million euros, 2018. When Manchester United signed Fred for 55 million euros, many saw it as a smart move. The Brazilian had been a midfield powerhouse at Shakhtar, captaining the national team. Surely he'd replace Paul Pogba. Instead, he became a complete flop. Problem number 1: the Premier League was too fast. Fred excelled in Ukraine, but in England, his decision-making and physicality were exposed. He struggled against the pace and intensity of the EPL, often looking lost. Problem number 2: competition. At United, Pogba was already the star midfielder, joined later by Bruno Fernandes and Scott McTominay. Fred couldn't displace any of them. Problem number 3: managers hated him. Mourinho, Solskjaer, and Ten Hag all played him inconsistently, trying and failing to find him a role. Final verdict: Fred scored just 7 goals in 130 games for United, unable to justify his price tag. The club couldn't sell him, eventually releasing him for free to Fenerbahce, a prime example of how a star in one league can be a flop in another. Number 8. Fernando Torres, from Liverpool to Chelsea, £50 million, 2011. When Chelsea spent £50 million to sign Fernando Torres in January 2011, it sent shockwaves through football. The striker was a Liverpool legend, a fan favorite, and one of the Premier League's deadliest finishers. His move to Chelsea was supposed to launch a new attacking era. Instead, it became a catastrophe. Problem number 1, the psychological hurdle. Torres left Liverpool, the club he helped make great, for their biggest rivals. Chelsea fans never warmed to him, booing him at every touch. Problem number 2, instant injury woes. Torres suffered a serious knee injury almost immediately, missing months. When he returned, he was a shadow of his old self, slower, less confident, and lacking that killer instinct. Problem number 3, stiff competition. Chelsea already had Didier Drogba and Nicolas Anelka, two world-class strikers who didn't plan on giving up their spots. Final verdict. Torres managed just 20 goals in 110 games for Chelsea, a disastrous return on a £50 million investment. The club couldn't sell him, and he left on a free transfer, a painful reminder that even club legends can collapse in new colors. 9. Antoine Griezmann, Atletico Madrid to Barcelona in a €120 million deal 2019. When Griezmann left Atletico Madrid for Barcelona in a €120 million deal, many called it a perfect match. He'd been Madrid's undisputed leader, their talisman, their warrior. But at Barcelona, it all fell apart. Problem number 1, wrong system. Griezmann thrived in Atletico's direct counter-attacking style where he could drift and score. But Barca played possession-based tiki-taka, where he was often mismatched and forced into unnatural roles. Problem number 2, Messi's shadow. Rumors swirled that Lionel Messi resented Griezmann's arrival, sidelining him in key moments. The pressure of replacing a legend crushed the Frenchman's confidence. Problem number 3, poor output. In 2 seasons, Griezmann scored just 22 La Liga goals, terrible for a striker of his caliber. Barca tried to loan him back to Atletico, but even they didn't want him for free. Final verdict, Barcelona sold Griezmann for a fraction of his value, admitting defeat. A brutal lesson in how even world-class players can fail when the system doesn't fit. Number 10, James Rodriguez from Monaco to Real Madrid, €80 million, 2014. When James Rodriguez joined Real Madrid for €80 million after a stunning World Cup 2014, 6 goals, Golden Boot, it felt like football had found its next global superstar. But at the Bernabeu, it never clicked. Problem number 1, unrealistic expectations. After tearing up the World Cup, everyone expected James to be the new Messi. But Real Madrid already had Cristiano Ronaldo, Benzema, Bale, and Modric, not exactly a team desperate for a new star. Problem number 2, tactical mismatch. James was a brilliant attacking midfielder, but Real Madrid needed a more versatile player who could defend. James, gifted in creativity, struggled without the ball. Problem number 3, managerial indecision. Ancelotti, Zidane, and later Lopetegui all struggled to find a position for him, shifting him between wing and midfield with little success. Final verdict. After 3 seasons as a super sub, Real Madrid loaned him to Bayern Munich, then sold him to Everton practically for free. Another example of how big money doesn't guarantee success. These transfers are masterclasses in football mismanagement. Each player had talent, but overpayment, injuries, bad systems, or psychological breakdowns turned them into billion-dollar flops. Clubs lost not just money, but reputations, fan trust, and time. So next time you see a record-breaking transfer, ask yourself, will they end up on this list? Because football's history is full of cautionary tales, and the next one could be unfolding right now.